The universe is vast, with galaxies, stars, and planets spread across unimaginable distances. For centuries, humans have wondered if there's a central point, a place where it all began. Is there a center of the universe? And if so, where exactly is it? These questions have puzzled scientists and philosophers alike. To understand the idea of a center, we first need to look back at the Big Bang, the moment when the universe came into existence around 13.8 billion years ago. Contrary to popular belief, the Big Bang didn't happen in one spot and expand outward like an explosion. Instead, it occurred everywhere at once, meaning the universe began expanding from every point. As the universe expands, it might seem logical to assume that there's a central location. However, modern cosmology tells us that the universe has no specific center. Imagine the surface of a balloon being blown up. Every point on the balloon moves away from every other point, but none of them are at the center of the expansion. This idea can be tricky to grasp because we're used to thinking in three-dimensional terms. We often picture a point of origin. But in the universe, space itself is expanding. No matter where you are in the universe, it will appear as though everything is moving away from you, giving the illusion that you are at the center. So if the universe has no center, does that mean we're lost in a limitless void? Not quite. What this really means is that every point in the universe is as significant as any other. There's no privileged location, no point where you could definitively say, this is where it all started. But this leads to another question. If there's no center, how do we make sense of the universe's structure? The answer lies in observing galaxies. As the universe expands, galaxies are moving away from each other. This is a phenomenon known as Hubble's law, discovered by astronomer Edwin Hubble in the 1920s. Hubble's law tells us that galaxies further away from us are moving faster than those closer to us. This expansion is uniform, and it supports the idea that there's no single center point. Every location, from our perspective, looks like the starting point of expansion, but in reality, it's happening everywhere. So, if the universe is infinite and centerless, where does that leave us? In a way, it emphasizes how interconnected everything is. We are part of a cosmic fabric that stretches in all directions, with no beginning or end, at least as far as we can observe. Some theories, such as those involving multiverses, suggest that what we see as the universe may only be a small part of a much larger whole. But even within this context, the idea of a center becomes even less relevant. We may be just one of many possible universes, each with its own rules. Ultimately, the concept of a center is a human one, based on our everyday experience of things having a specific point of origin. But the universe operates on a much grander scale, where our rules of perception don't always apply. In an expanding, limitless cosmos, the center is wherever you happen to be. The universe doesn't have a center like we might expect. Its expansion is happening everywhere at once, and every point in space is equally important. The more we learn, the more we realize how small we are in this vast, ever-growing universe. So, while the search for the center of the universe may not lead to a physical location, it does remind us of the mysteries that remain. And as our understanding of the cosmos grows, who knows what other answers await us beyond the stars?